So my Traeger is currently smoking us out. I'm gonna cry. Got too much dust down in the pellet hopper and it didn't ignite properly. So I opened it up, cleaned the buildup out of there. Now we're waiting for it to make sure that there we go, got fire. Okay, I hear some crackling and sizzling. That should go. All right, let's see if she'll heat up now. She was on strike a minute ago. So we're going to do a prime rib on a Traeger. We'll go in, got the whole cryo bag, so we're gonna do a full 7-bone prime rib. We'll show you how to split the rib from the prime rib itself and then tie back, and we'll walk through that here in just a minute. Let's go in and get the meat prepped and get this show on the road. Let's see if it will blow some flame out of it. I'm thinking I got enough good pellets coming out to make it run, but I don't know. So we're lost. We don't know what's going on. Story of our lives. But we'll see if it lights and gets us some flame shooting out of here. We'll move on with trying to prep the meat, which we stopped doing because the stinking barbecue stopped getting hot. So there we go. I got it. We have flameage.
Hopefully flameage
Flame on.
stays going.
See how the sawdust in the bottom?
Yeah.
That's what gets down in the stupid.
Yeah, it compacts itself.
All right, we're up to 150 degrees. I think we're good to go.
We need to get water.
After a slight hiatus to fix the Traeger, we're back to prep. So we got our full cryo bag, 7-bone prime rib. So the easiest thing to do at this point is just come right down. Let's turn this around for you guys. Right down this rib line with a very sharp knife, and then follow the contour of that rib to split the rib loose from the prime rib. It's not necessary, you can do it afterwards, but it makes carving a whole lot easier. And you can also get some of the seasonings that we're gonna put on here up underneath that rib area to give the bottom side of your prime rib a little better flavor. So if you don't have one, find yourself a good knife store and get a sharpening stone. This is an old Smith sticks that I have. I have another couple up in the cupboard here. But we're just gonna take our knife, find the edge of that rib, and follow the contour right straight across. Keep your fingers back out of the way. Angle the knife down and follow that rib, or that rib bone rather, right around. You don't have to be too cautious about following that perfectly. A little pressure on it and it will split right open for you. There you go. So now we've got the ribs cut off. We'll mix up our rub that we're gonna use. We'll put that on the whole thing. And then if you talk to your butcher block at your store, you can get these little bands or twine, either one. These are cheaters. These are super easy. We'll show you in a minute how to stick these guys on. But a whole lot easier than having to actually tie the butcher's twine around. But let's grab some stuff and we'll make that rub. All right, we do a very simple rub. We use kosher salt, liberal amounts. Yeah, scientific here. And this is just your regular old dried rosemary. You can use fresh stuff if you have it. We don't, so we're gonna use this. And I take it and I give it a little crunch to bruise the rosemary and break it open a little bit. And you should be able to smell the fragrance come out of it. You want a pretty good dose of this, probably half of this jar or so is what we're gonna use. And then mix it in with your salt. And you should see a pretty even distribution there. And then all we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to brush it on to our meat. This is that section that we cut loose from the rib. This is a rib. This is the meat side, or the eye side of the meat. So we're going to get a good cover like this. We'll take this rib and fold it back on here. Put our prime rib side down just to hold it together. Then we're back onto here and we're gonna do the same thing here. And I like to really get my ends coated with the salt mixture. Don't worry about over salting this at this point. A lot of this is going to, as you cook, I guess, will fall off with the fat render. And then a fair amount, again, whenever we carve it, you'll see that this crust breaks down and comes off at that time as well. But should look about like that there. Told you guys in a previous episode that I had a little issue with cooktops. So this is my normal kitchen that I cook in. You can see I've got Christmas stuff laying around. This is my normal cooktop. 48-inch, 8-burner. This one's a KitchenAid. We're getting ready to build a new kitchen at a new house we're building. That will be a 48-inch, 6-burner with a griddle, but I have to have a very large stove. I need a lot of kitchen space. I like to cook. I like a lot of stuff going on. I like to have the family with us here in the kitchen. Right now, we're filming this, so we're kind of by ourselves, just me and Ty here. But here in a few hours, this whole place will be full and people will be in and out. So lots of room, lots of family inclusion in what we got going on here. But back to the task at hand. Here's our bands, and we'll show you. Super easy. Just take your band, stretch it around, let it go. That's all there is to it. And I usually use 4 or 5 on this one rib. There's salt shooting everywhere. I'm gonna have to clean up after myself after this. We're making a horrendous mess. All right, so we're gonna use 4 on this one, just because it's good space, seems to be held together pretty well. Guys, if you're doing this, you might be a good time to tell your wife, I'll take care of this part. You go and relax for a little bit. That way, she doesn't see the gigantic mess we made. All right, so there we have our prime rib cut, tied, and seasoned. We are at 350 degrees. My Traeger sits right outside my window so I can see it because I don't have it hooked to my phone. We're at 350 degrees. I think we're ready to get this guy on and get the cook started. So we are there. Oh man, that thing's heavy. 354 degrees. We're gonna put this guy on hot, let him sear off really good, and then we'll bring our temperature down, back down to about 350 total. We'll just let it come up to about 500 right now. Get that good sizzling noise in there, let you know that everything's cooking. And we're literally just going to take this guy and we're gonna drop him right there.
It's like a Yule log, but better.
We got Yule log for men. All right, we're gonna close it up. We'll be back to check on it in a bit. All right, so we're gonna show you how we do baked potatoes. A little bit different. Have to do something to go along with that Traeger cook because there's not much to show inside of a Traeger, and I'm not willing to give up a camera to melt in the inside of there. So here we go with potatoes. We do a good wash first before we do anything else with these guys. Nothing major, just want to get all the dirt and grime off. Nothing worse than a crunchy potato.
I could think of a lot of things worse than a crunchy potato.
Oh. Well, I don't know. I think you're getting a good bite of potato and dirt. Nasty, nasty. Here's a sink full of potatoes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we'll just pat dry our potatoes. Won't bore you with the whole thing, but we're going to go through, pat dry our potatoes, and then we're just going to take a normal kitchen knife and we're going to pierce the potatoes. In prep. We'll be right back with you like that. All right, so we've pierced the potatoes. We're going to prep a aluminum foil. It's scientific guesswork, so we know about how much we're gonna need. Then a little bit of oil. I use napkin, just save getting it everywhere. Coat your potatoes with a little oil. Any quality oil will do. I have grapeseed oil right now. Sprinkle kosher salt. We're going to use the kosher salt that we prepped for our prime rib. Get a good coating on there. Seal your potatoes tightly in aluminum foil, and these will go right in your oven or on your Traeger. Our meat is taking up all the room on our Traeger, so we'll probably just do these in the oven this time. But same concept. We're gonna prep all the rest of these and then we'll get back with you in a minute. All right, so we're gonna take a quick peek in here, use a instant meat thermometer to check internal temp and see where we're at. So let's see what this thing looks like. Degrees. A little grease fire. There's a lot of fat rendering off of this thing.
There's a lot of fat on that thing. See if you can light the house on fire?
No house lighting on fire. Trying to get the grease fire to go out. Clamp down for a minute or two to see whether it smothers itself.
It's hot in there. That makes
578 degrees.
9. I didn't even know that thing went up to like 600.
We may have to skirt a little water in there. You can rinse her out. High temp warning.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Well, it didn't. It turned off the I think it has to get back down under 500. Oh, there she is. Are you not supposed to put water on a grease fire?
Yeah, usually you can cool it down enough. It's up to 700 degrees.
Oh!
Okay, let's give this guy a check see.
What would you like to do? There's milk, milkmaid.
124. That's going to put us at a nice temperature for a rare to medium rare coming out of the rest period. So we're going to go ahead and pull this guy out
She did really good.
and get it under some foil and give us a rest period for it. So let's go ahead and grab this guy. We need a bigger.
Yeah, and we did a brand new. Yeah. It was the beach theme one. I do the.
Okay.
Here's mine, but they're so sad.
All right. Making some beautiful noises. Can you hear it? All right. We got a foil tent put on it and get some rest before we cut it. That guy over there out of the way. Should be good.
Was that hot?
Which, the pan over there? A little bit. The problem is, so many years of welding, I don't have any heat sensation in my fingers. So, it takes a long time. I'm to the point where things start to actually burn before I can feel it. Is what it is. So, the reason that we were in the oven is we went to check progress on the Traeger and sparks shot out of the control on the Traeger and it died. So rest in peace, Traeger. We may have another video of trying to figure out what we killed on the Traeger, but you know, that's our luck, right? So we'll get back onto this, gonna get some bread in the oven and get dinner ready to start cutting. We'll be back with you to carve in a minute.
You're good.
All right, so our meat has had time to rest. Uncover this guy. Look at that beautiful. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go through and I'm going to split my little wires off, or my little strings off. And that should allow us to lift this cap right up. And then I'm just going to take my knife and run it right down along here. And that should pull our entire meat section up and off. All right. We'll take care of those in a minute. So then, we know that the grain in this meat runs this way. So we're just going to cut straight across right here. The bark's so stiff. There we go. Pan over.
There you go.
Because we let it sit for that little bit of time, we're going to maintain most of the juice in there. As you get farther in, you'll get the little more medium rare. Be nice and pink, but we won't have a lot of blood leak out because of that sit. So you can look at this right here. See the juice coming out of it. That nice medium rare.
I'm so excited.
Do I need to make sure it's not poison? Is that what you're calling me? This is the best part, Corey. You're in the right place at the right time.
Why do you think I'm here?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes, thank you. Oh my God. That's so fun.
Did you hear about the huge
Wait, I heard Corey's noise.
All right, camera guy.
I got 30 cents. 30 cents.
That's so good. Carrie, need a sample?
Oh, yeah.
I think
On the end?
mine was only that.
Simple.
Okay. That's huge. That's like a serving in most countries.
I don't have a government for it.
Apparently other countries suck.